The Mayans wrote about, described, and carved Neptune in their understanding of the universe, and Pluto, and Charon, and Xena. 2600 BC. They knew this. They wrote it down, carved it in stone. Well, we didn't discover Neptune until 1843. We didn't discover Pluto till 1931. We didn't discover Charon until 2001. And we didn't discover Xena until 2003. Explain that to me.
The Mayans' advanced knowledge of astrology and mathematics enabled them to create a system of calendars that are more precise than our current Gregorian calendar. On December 21st, 2012, the Earth and Sun are aligned with the center of the Milky Way galaxy, an event that only occurs once every 26,000 years. On that day, we go into what's called the precession of the equinoxes, which is also an event that occurs only once every 26,000 years. To this day, the Mayan calendar can predict every lunar eclipse within 30 seconds. The Tzolk'in, Hab, and Long Count calendars are the most prevalent Mayan calendars. The Tzolk'in refers to a cycle of 260 days, which coincidentally is the estimated time of human gestation. The 260-day period also correlates with the time in between harvesting and gathering maize in particular levels of the Mayan highlands. This calendar was widely used astrologically as an almanac, tracking cycles of various astronomical bodies and their influences on terrestrial climates and seasons. However, the Mayans considered this calendar a universal periodic table of the harmonics of time-space. Another calendar was formed called the Long Count, which is based on the number of days that have elapsed since the Gregorian calendar equivalent date for the Mayan mythological starting point of their calendar beginning on August 11th, 3114 BC. The Long Count is a period of 5,025 years that ends on December 21st, 2012. In total, the Long Count consists of approximately 260 20-year units. On December 21st, 2012, the Earth will complete a wobble on its axis, known as the precession of the equinoxes, in which the winter solstice precesses through the Milky Way, which was of great mythological importance to the Mayans. This is an event that occurs only once every 26,000 years. On this date, there's another rare occurrence when the Earth, Sun, and the center of the Milky Way galaxy are in complete alignment at 11:11 a.m. This event also occurs only once every 26,000 years.
The Mayans give us in the Western world the greatest opportunity to see the changing face in time because they were obsessed with it. Because in time, the Mayans created calendars that were so accurate that they rival any calendar, and they're more precise than any calendar that we've created in our entire history. The Mayans invented the zero. The zero. Western consciousness didn't discover the zero for another 1,000 years. And the Mayans invented the zero because they needed to calculate the precession of planets as they moved so that they could build buildings that would be celebrations of events 800 to 1,000 years into the future. You know when we learned how to do that? Sometime in the 70s. And we had calculators and computers and telescopes. They didn't have any of that, so it's said.
Time is based on the harmonic 1320 ratio built into the Tzolk'in calendar and essentially flows in a circle with a beginning and an end date.
You have to look at this. The Mayans were in the New World, and the Old World was dominated by the Babylonian civilization and the Babylonian concepts of time, which are based on 12. The Mayan concept is based on 13. Before history, most people used a 13-month calendar. The Mayan prophecy that I decoded, the prophecy of Pakal Votan, who was buried in the tomb at Palenque, says that the means of changing the time is to go from the Gregorian 12-month calendar to go to the perfect harmonic perpetual 13-month 28-day calendar. The Mayans used that calendar among other calendars. The Aztecs used that calendar. The Druids used that calendar. The Incas of South America used that calendar. It's the universal calendar. And the point is to make it to 2012 in peace and harmony. The message is we have to change the time. You change the time by changing the calendar. When you change the calendar, you change the program. Like the Gregorian calendar program is full of static and chaos, confusion, injustice, oppression, all of that stuff, inequality. And if we change that, we go to a calendar that is perfectly harmonic, perfectly perpetual. Every month is 28 days. Every month has 4 perfect weeks. Every month starts on Sunday and ends on Saturday. Every year starts on Sunday and ends on Saturday. Then we reintroduce harmony as the fundamental program of our life.
At the end of the Mayan calendar, there is a renewal of the time cycle. On December 21st, 2012, the Earth and the December solstice sun are in alignment with the center of the Milky Way galaxy, creating an alignment of the galactic equators, solar and cosmic planes. At this point, no one knows exactly what a renewal may implicate for our society, but speculation has inferred that this may possibly be a time of ascension or a new beginning for humanity, as we have completed the time cycle and its associated underworld within the Mayan calendar. Some people believe that nothing will happen on December 21st, 2012. Some people believe the Mayan calendar represents the end of civilization, while others believe that we, as a planet, will move beyond money and linear time to serve a higher purpose in life. This is the point where conflicting opinions have segregated the two polar views of the Mayan calendar and Mayan prophecies. Unfortunately, there are too many doomsday and apocalyptic 2012 websites that are flooding the internet with a cataclysmic view of 2012. All one needs to do is study and research the Mayan culture and calendars to find out what the true interpretation of the Mayan prophecies are, to know that this is not a day of cataclysm. Simply stated, the Mayan prophecies are based on the Popol Vuh, which is the Mayan creation myth, the books of the Chalam Balam and the Dresden Codices, none of which state that 2012 will be a cataclysmic day.
There have been seasonal climate changes in the past, that is true, but the amount of climate change that we're seeing now and the speed with which it's changing is unlike any other documented part of history. And one of the areas of research that I'm particularly proud of is when I worked with Richard C. Hoagland and combined together well over 100 different references from mainstream scientific sources like NASA, showing that in fact our entire solar system is experiencing climate change. It's not just the